Hey guys, Anthony Anderson here, CEO of Elite Resource Team. Really excited to talk to you about Catalyst in this video. So let's kind of jump right into it. And I want to share a little bit of just some of our evolved philosophy that's happened over the last 6 months. It was early 2022, and I'm doing a review of the 2021 P&L. And consistently for the last 5 years, the biggest expense we have is cold marketing. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We're spending anywhere from $800,000 to $1 million a year just on cold marketing, social media platforms, trying to get new clients. And it's bothered me in the past, but this year it really got to me and I couldn't let it go. And then I started talking to the team and I wanted to ask them, like, what's the majority of your time spent on? Is it really focused on our current clients? Because we have over 1,200 advisors now that we've had an opportunity to work with through our training community since 2014 when we launched the company. And I wanted to know, is it spent on really focusing on building that community, helping current members get results, or how much of it is on actually trying to get new clients into the community? Marketing, advertising, sales, onboarding. And unfortunately, the majority of the time was spent on trying to get new clients in. And this is important when, your business is small, but with 1,200 clients now, it just felt to me like we were out of sync. Like, why are we focusing so much time and money on new clients instead of just bringing value to our current clients? Like, we already have a great community. We've built a little bit of a reputation and a brand. So what if we spend more time just focusing on value to current clients? And that's really what led to this shift in focus that I'm going to talk to you a little bit about today. And you'll see how that's impacted essentially our offer to the marketplace. So we are no longer going to be offering transactions, no more one-time programs. And our sales team actually stopped selling those earlier this month. We are only now focusing on helping our average members experience better results. So our goal is to raise the results and the experience of our community. We're putting in membership limits, not to create fake scarcity, but really to force us as a company to focus on the quality of the experience. And so that's what led to really the discussion around Catalyst. It's not just a new product, it's a completely new experience for us to take to our community and to the marketplace as a whole. So the word catalyst, if you're not familiar with it, it just means something that causes an important event to happen. So Catalyst is not just a training product or program, it's a mastermind. And we are announcing the beta of Catalyst Mastermind. It is actually going to go live on July 5th. And we announced about 3 weeks ago a wait list. We had 152 people sign up for that wait list. I'll talk to you a little bit about membership caps and everything like that in a moment. But let me talk to you a little bit about what the experience is focused on. So Catalyst is designed to help you build the foundation of the firm of the future. We are focusing exclusively on helping forward-looking and forward-thinking advisors grow. So if you're not open to considering new ways or really looking at what the industry is doing and trying to stay ahead of the curve, it's not a good community or a fit for you. We also want to help you use two core things from our perspective that really is the best opportunity in the marketplace right now. And that's a combination of a virtual family office and working with experts. I'll talk about that in a second. And combining that with CPA partnerships. So why are those two perfect? And how do they fit together? The virtual family office means when a client comes to you with a need, or better, when you go to a client to have a proactive conversation, there's things that come up that are outside of your area of expertise. I mean, the reality is it's more complicated than ever before. And if you want to be working with great clients, especially, the mass affluent, the affluent, successful business owners, there's going to be things that come up outside of your expertise. So you don't really want to work in the outdated referral model anymore. You want to work in more of an integrated family office experience. Our virtual family office focuses on 5 distinct areas. It's wealth management, which you're likely familiar with, risk mitigation or insurance, tax planning, business advisory services, and legal services. And if you, as a point of contact to your clients, can let them know that regardless of what needs you have, I can be your go-to professional, all of a sudden you create truly a unique value proposition. And then when you combine that with a CPA partnership, it's like dynamite. Why? Because clients trust their CPA. So if you really want to get into the advanced planning space, you better do it with a CPA partnership. Otherwise, it's like driving a race car with like one foot on the brake. It's really the combination of the virtual family office and the CPA partnerships that, when you get right, creates honestly the best opportunity that I've ever seen in the market space. And when you combine those things, then you can truly offer proactive and holistic client experiences. Until you can do that, you're really just looking at one piece of an overall puzzle. So holistic doesn't just mean wealth management or insurance. It means also taking into account advanced tax planning, legal services, business advisory services. And we have about 50 experts in our VFO that Catalyst allows you to plug into. And then the proactive aspect is what clients want. Like, nobody wants to go to their professional and just get reactive service. Like, oh, I had this issue. Can you solve a problem? I'd much rather you work on my behalf and help me see around the bend so I know how to avoid the problem before they even come up. So once you focus on becoming more proactive and holistic, you really need a process and a platform to do that. And I'm going to give you a demo today of what we've built. It's called the Proactive Planning Platform. It's the house or the home for the experts in our virtual family office. And it allows you and your CPA to lead clients through a step-by-step process, unlike anything I have honestly seen in the market space. And we want to really focus on everyone getting aligned towards three main goals. So if these aren't appropriate goals for your business currently, it might not be a good fit, but we're focused on, first and foremost, profit, not just gross revenue. Like, I've met a lot of advisors, and I've even been there at different points in my career, where it's like my gross profit, my gross revenue, looks really good, but the profit at the end of the day is not that impressive because I'm spending so much money on marketing. So if you've done things like dinner seminars, radio programs, bought cold leads, like, you know how expensive those can be. The cool thing about a CPA partnership is once you establish that partnership, there really is almost no more marketing, because it's such a unique value proposition that you can take it to the CPA's clients and you'll have a huge buy-in. We are also focused on client results, because at the end of the day, like, if you're not bringing value to clients, what are you here for? Like, just to try to make money? That's very shallow. And if that's your approach, you're never probably going to have a good CPA partnership, because they are focused on client results and bringing client value. So your heart has to be in the right spot where you really care about client results. And then the third one is career fulfillment. Like, just, there's a lot of burnt out advisors in the industry. You know, people that are kind of tired of the same old with just competing with the grind. And it's not a fun place to be in your career. Like, we bring a lot of value to the marketplace, and we just have to focus on understanding how we can communicate that value. And so that's the third thing we focus on is bringing more joy and more fulfillment in the career. Catalyst is run by myself and a number of other thought leaders. I'm going to share two of them with you later on in this video. And where the focus is truly on implementation. So not just learning for theoretical sake, but actually implementing things, making a difference, helping clients, growing our practice, and we're collaborating with one another. You know, it's not just you sit back and you get to kind of hide behind a Zoom, but like truly like bringing forward, coming forward, and collaborating with one another. I'm going to be leading the collaboration calls, and I'll have a number of guests with me, and you'll learn from just a lot of like-minded professionals. And again, at the end of the day, it's just to create better results. And if we do this right, it will feel like an exciting journey with friends, not just the typical red ocean grind where we're competing with other professionals. And we've heard that over and over from clients over the years. It's just, you know, how exciting this is, because it truly is a unique blue ocean value experience. So that's enough of me talking. Let me just go ahead and give you an actual demo of what Catalyst looks like. I also am going to show you the proactive planning platform, as well as the marketing platform that I discussed with you a minute ago. So here is our school community. It's Elite Catalysts. And what you'll see is, if you're familiar with the Facebook community, this will look and feel similar to a Facebook community, but it's not Facebook. It's not as distracting and negative and politically charged. It's focused on results and implementation. So you can see other posts from people, you can like them, you can comment on people's posts. You can also make a post of your own, select a category that you want that post to show up in. Other people will see it. You can, of course, include things like links, videos, add polls. You can see how many members are in the community, how many are online at any given time. You see the rules of the community, like all good communities have. So this is the community aspect where you get a chance to interact, meet people, and build just really good relationships and learn from one another. And then next to that, you have the classroom. Now, if you've been a member of our communities in the past, you will have used Kajabi. So the school community is replacing Facebook and the classroom is replacing Kajabi. So this is just all of the training videos within the Catalyst. So you'll see at the beginning of each week, there's a intro video that I do, and we have a little description as well as any resources that you need will be linked right underneath the video. So Catalyst itself is made up of 7 different modules. In module number 1, what you'll really understand is, what does this thing look like? Where's it going? What's the nirvana, right? Or why is it worth the time? Like what are we actually trying to build? Ultimately, how do we get there? We start talking about the roadmap of finding time to learn, really optimizing your decisions and your business, going through some compliance, and just building that strong foundation. Module number 2 is all about starting to introduce you to the virtual family office. So what is a virtual family office? How do you position it? How do you actually communicate with clients? So we have full presentations for you. You can see right here that you can download. You can edit any of these, add your logo to them. Essentially, they're done for you. It explains exactly what the virtual family office is, what proactive planning is, what the planning process looks like. We give you some suggestions on how to, actually charge for proactivity. And we have full scripts that you can see. So all of this stuff is just starting to kind of help you understand the importance of offering a proactive virtual family office experience. And more importantly, it's helping you start to understand, what are you going to offer to the CPA? So we get into module 3, and this is all about establishing the accountant partnership. Understanding how much has changed in their industry, how to identify and contact the ideal type of CPA. We have full meeting scripts and presentations for you that walk through step by step everything you're going to need in order to identify and attract the ideal CPA, copies of the presentations for you to sit down with and go through, actual scripting of those meetings themselves. So everything is all laid out for you, potential objections that you're going to come across and how to handle those objections. So that's all about initially establishing the CPA relationship, module 3. Module 4 is then really about, now that we've set the CPA relationship, how do we actually start monetizing it? Not just so we get 1 or 2 cases or introductions to clients, but how do we do it so we get 2 to 3 introductions every single week, regardless of the time of the year? That essentially is the goal, or what we're building to, is 2 to 3 new client introductions every single week from each of your individual CPA partnerships. And people might say, yeah, right, that's crazy. Like, how do you get a CPA to introduce you to 2 to 3 new clients a week? You just have to understand how to create a win-win and do it in a way that addresses their biggest bottleneck. Their biggest bottleneck or their biggest resistance to working with you is going to be time and staff. And so what we do is we help them understand how to actually use our portal and our training and our experts to mitigate or reduce the amount of time that it's going to take from them. Everything is done already. So they have all of the presentations that you can help them do with their clients. We will also help them understand how they need to charge for proactivity. So similar to what you saw for you, we have also outlined for them, where we have, again, full scripts, full presentations, examples of how they can charge for proactivity, what they should be including, what the monthly amounts should be that they should be charging clients. And we give you full templates that you can use with service option agreements. So they can download these, edit these, and these are actual agreements already drafted for their clients, and 1-page templates where you show them exactly what they need to provide their clients with more of a proactive type of client experience. So when you really start bringing to the CPA a proven process that helps them to address their biggest issue, which is time, by working with less clients but going deeper on those clients, it creates a massive win-win opportunity. Then in module 5, we start getting into more of the advanced planning of the virtual family office. And as I said, you'll see we have over 50 experts in our VFO. All of them offer advanced training classes and courses on the strategies that they offer. Module 6 starts getting into marketing, and I'm going to show you the digital marketing campaigns that you have access to already and some of the results that have come from those. And then Module 7 is all about just best practices. Once you get this established, the CPA relationship, the virtual family office, you really understand how to charge for productivity, then all of a sudden things like building a team, bringing on junior advisors, acquisitions, CPA practice acquisitions, I mean, all of those things become an option. So Module 7 is all about really the best practices. It's called the dial goes to 11. So that's the community, the classroom. We then have a shared calendar, which is any call that we have, you see directly on the calendar. You can click it here. It will change to your time zone. And of course, you can add the call to your direct calendar there. So that is the school community. And then in addition to that, I talked about the proactive planning platform. And so this is included in Catalyst. And there's a few pretty incredible things I think about the proactive planning platform. One is that it is a diagnostic. Client information questionnaire is what CIQ stands for. And it allows you to take your clients through a robust diagnostic, but it's relatively quick because it uses algorithms. So it will only ask information that's relevant to their individual circumstance. And the great thing about this is once you finish the diagnostic with a client, it uses algorithms to identify potential planning opportunities. Once those potential planning opportunities are identified, it will then lead to your virtual family office team. So for example, if you have a client, turns out that they're high net worth, maybe they need some estate planning, it will lead to the potential experts within the virtual family office that can help you and the client with the estate planning needs. And as far as your virtual family office, I said the proactive planning platform is really where they live. So this is the 5 areas that I went over earlier: tax planning, risk mitigation, wealth management, legal services, and business advisory. And what you'll see is when you click on them, you have the different experts that are divided by those categories, or you could scroll down and click on My Experts. And then that way you also get a list of all of the different experts. So you can see there's over 50 experts here in the virtual family office. Let's say, for example, you wanted to look at Scott Grosjean, who focuses on cost remediation. And you can scroll down, you can see his biography. There's the information about Scott. You can see the consulting terms and services, the due diligence notes, every due diligence that we did on Scott. And you can choose whether you want to enable or disable any of the different experts that we have in our virtual family office to be directly in your virtual family office as well. It's literally just a click of the button. So if you've ever played fantasy football or something like that, essentially this is the same thing. You're just creating your fantasy team. It's pretty cool, your fantasy advanced planning team. And then finally, that leads us to the last part of the conversation, which is around marketing. So what we have built is over 65 campaigns that are all done for you, and they all highlight aspects of the virtual family office and different experts that you have available to you. So if you're familiar with a Snappy Kraken or FMG Suite or Horse's Mouth, that's great. There's some campaigns that might sound similar, but overall the function is very different. So the function here is really to highlight your unique value proposition in working with this model. So here's an example of some of the campaigns, 6 key aspects of business owner advice. This is really targeted the successful business owner. The appeal of a virtual family office. On the left-hand side, you can see all the different categories. And as I mentioned, we already have over 65 campaigns, and we're building 2 new campaigns per month. So when members see or they feel like there's a gap in the material, they submit a request and we go ahead and start working on that campaign. And ultimately, we'll have a campaign built for every single expert in the virtual family office. And then we'll have a number of campaigns built like this one called Introducing Financial Advisor Partnership. So what's unique about this one and why I wanted to point it out here is the school community teaches you how to build the CPA partnership. The platform shows you how to take them through a step-by-step process. So they, again, think about them like an engineer. They want to know it's a laid out process and they're not following somebody shooting from the hip. Once you solidify that partnership, how do you actually get the word out to their clients? Well, this is a really easy way to do it. This campaign is called Introducing Financial Advisor Partnership. It's coming from your center of influence. So again, most likely a CPA or an enrolled agent. We've also had advisors use this though with attorneys, property and casualty specialists. And what you'll see here in this campaign is it's already built There's a landing page, 12 marketing emails, 1 instant autoresponder, 10 social media posts, and then a variety of additional collateral like posters, save the date cards, etc. You can click on this little landing page preview to see what an example of the landing page would look like. Obviously, that would be customized with your photo, your information there. You could even customize this photo. You could put your logo up here. And here's a couple of the different images that are available in this campaign. So let's say you took a look at this and you like it. And you think, okay, I want to potentially look at using this campaign. You just hit select this campaign, and then all of the individual assets, whether they're emails, social media posts, or images, can be customized. So again, this one's unique because you don't actually need to take this through your compliance approval. We've worked with advisors from, Cambridge, Edward Jones, Ameriprise, New York Life. I mean, some really big and conservative broker dealers. And because this material here, specifically in this campaign, is coming from your center of influence to their clients and their prospects, it doesn't actually need to be run through your compliance because it's not you're not promoting it, right? It's them promoting it. So that's it. That's a unique aspect of this campaign and why a lot of the advisors at conservative BDs like this campaign. So you can see there's different print material, there's web material. Let me go ahead and just show you all of the 12 emails that I referenced. You can see each of these emails have their own theme. Will your golden years be golden? College costs, emergency fund. And these are all things that clients might be used to getting from a financial advisor, but they're not getting from a CPA. And so what's unique about it is this is, again, coming from your CPA, and it's letting the CPA's client know essentially that they have a partnership and that you can help. If there's anything in the material you don't like, you can change it. It's just as easy as that. Literally post, edit, etc. And I'll go ahead and cancel that. Here's the autoresponders. Here's the social media messages. Just imagine opening up Facebook or Instagram and seeing these types of messages on your CPA's social media account. And then the language within it is all leading them back to requesting a consultation, and that consultation request would come to you. Pretty neat once you get that partnership set up. I mean, just imagine 3 CPAs, each of them using these kind of campaigns. This is how you get to the point where you have 2 to 3 new client introductions per week coming from each of your CPA partnerships. This one, again, doesn't really need to be run through compliance because it's coming from your CPA. But if you needed to for any reason, you can export the communication, submit it to your compliance. And there's some other campaigns, obviously, you'd want to do that. But once you're comfortable with that, you would go on to posting and messages. You can decide which email list or which specific contacts of your CPA you would want to get this. And then you would simply hit publish and it would launch. Once you publish it, you can see a calendar of all the campaigns you have running. You can see a full communication report with any clicks, links, etc. And that's pretty much it. So it's just a really powerful way to leverage a lot of communication and education that we have put together on your behalf. And it can become really just a nice, easy way to communicate your unique value proposition. So again, just to kind of quickly summarize, I went through the school platform with the community in the classroom. I showed you the proactive planning platform where you have access to all of the experts in the virtual family office, and then the marketing with all of the different campaigns we've built around the different areas of the advanced planning in virtual family office. So everything we're building on Catalyst is basically just mirroring what we do in our Fusion Mastermind community. That's been our top end mastermind for a number of years. And I'll show you just some of the results that those members have had. You'll see here, Carson is saying, I had my best month ever in March. This is just 1 or 2 months ago. Generated over 100K in life commission and 10 million in new AUM. Each of these cases came from strategic CPA partnerships that I developed using the ERT methods and coaching, and it doesn't seem to be slowing down. You have people like, who's this? Marilyn, talking about a high net worth client that the CPA introduced her to, 7 million in AUM. And she talks about the fact that there was no discussion around like what kind of investments or returns. It's all about the virtual family office, having a team. And then she says here, 4 years in ERT has changed my world. I was a good and successful advisor before. Now I'm educated at a level I never knew existed. This is one of the things I love. A level never knew existed. We hear that a lot, and I'm better for it. thank you to the entire ERT team. Here is a text message that came in, and he said Dave was the name of the CPA. It's also the name of the advisor, ironically, but he said, Dave and I are writing a 333 annual premium case. I said, great, but I assume that's 1,000, not just $333. He said, always with a K. I like that, always with a K. I said, that's what we're talking about. Here's another one from an advisor named Hal. He said, talked about working with the CPA partner and an expert in our virtual family office. Client agreed to engage and move forward. Talks a little bit about the different planning they're doing here, but I really like how he ended it. Most fun I've had working in years. And that's important because I talked about the fulfillment of the career. I mean, what we're doing is just truly collaborating to create better results and experience more profit. Why would that not be fun, right? Here's Brian. He talks about how he used the PPP. That's the proactive planning platform that I quickly gave you a demo of. Working with the virtual family office, he said the clients were impressed with the collaborative approach and pleased. Feels like traction and the blue ocean. And then finally, here is a video that another advisor in the community posted after he launched his first campaign that's using the marketing campaigns that I showed you. And then he posted this video of his inbox as the responses were just piling in. It was pretty crazy. So that is the demo that I wanted to share with you. I talked a little bit about some of the other thought leaders that contributed to the courses, taught some of the courses within Catalyst. The first one I'll highlight is Paul Latham. Paul's an accountant by trade, so he built an accounting firm. He positioned it in a way that 80% of his revenue was forward-looking. As a result of that, he experienced tremendous growth, ended up selling for $45 million. So an accounting firm sold for $45 million, and he teaches a number of the courses on really kind of achieving a great valuation through systems and processes, and helps you really understand the mindset of accountants and how to bring them value so they can experience those types of just pretty incredible valuations. And then the other one I want to highlight is John Cutton. He's the founder of Cutton Wealth Management. If you're not familiar with John, he's Barron's actually Hall of Fame top 100 advisor. He received a number of accolades. He manages over $6 billion of assets, and a big part of how he built his planning business is through partnering with accountants. So he does a lot of teaching on practice management, really growing a team, looking at things like not only CPA partnerships, but even some acquisitions or mergers, and talks about behavioral change leadership and just the importance of leadership when working with your team and CPAs. So pretty exciting group we have working on it here. As an overall summary, Catalyst includes the 7 modules that I went through at school, includes the community where you can collaborate with like-minded members, the collaboration calls, which happen twice a week. We have the proactive planning platform and the different tools that I showed you there. Not only do you get a non-branded proactive planning platform where you can access the virtual family office, but you can also give up to 4 to CPA partners. So they get their own proactive planning platform. You always are in control. So essentially you're kind of the parent of the account, but they get to use their own, and that really helps solidify the partnership. And then you also get access to the elite marketing platform at the premium level of membership. We also have an advisor intro program. So I talked earlier about just how much it was frustrating me that we were spending so much money on these different social media platforms for advertisements. And so what we're doing is cutting way back on how much we're spending. And instead, I'd rather give it to members of the community. So we share 20% of membership fees when you introduce an advisor into the program. And that's not just like the first month or the first year. That's as long as you're an active member and they're an active member, you will continue to get 20% of their membership fees. So if you do the math, essentially you introduce 5 advisors, essentially your membership is free. So lastly, let me talk to you a little bit about the membership waves and caps and kind of how we structure that. So what we do is we let members in waves of 40 people or groups of 40 people. That allows us to really work more closely with each of the members in that wave. The first wave of 40 people will begin July 5th. We also have a lifetime cap of Catalyst membership, which is 300 members. Once we hit 300 members, at that point, we will create a waiting list and nobody will join until a member leaves. Again, that really forces us as a company to focus on quality of experience and results. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we launched a wait list for Catalyst about 2 weeks ago just to kind of get a sense of interest. We've had over 150 people join that wait list. So I have no question we'll certainly sell out the first wave, and likely a second wave, eventually probably a third wave. We'll just continue until we hit that lifetime cap of 300. So let's talk next steps. What you're going to do if you're interested is underneath this video, you should see a link or a button that says schedule call. Go ahead and click on that. It's going to take you to a page where you're going to select a day and time, and then it will proceed to an application. Once we receive that, we'll reach out on the set day and time to discuss the details before membership's finalized. Let me kind of show you what that actual page looks like here. So again, select the day and time. Now, depending on when you see this, if we do not have any openings, you can do me a favor, just go ahead and email Anton, A-N-T-O-N, @elitert.com and say, was interested in learning more, but the calendar's full. That's if we fill up. We will go ahead and see what we can do at that point. So select the day and time, go through the application process here, and hit that schedule event there at the bottom, and we'll reach out to you at that point. So that's really it for this video. Hopefully you can tell I'm pretty excited about this. My team and I will just be focused all week on identifying the first 40 people for wave 1 of Catalyst, and we'll launch this thing on July 5th. If you have any questions, go ahead and schedule a call, and I hope to have an opportunity to work with you through the Catalyst beta.